The time is 6:33 p.m. and I call the meeting to order. Can we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Chen is not here. Commissioner Aurora?
Yes.
Commissioner Panda?
Yes.
Vice Chair Lamba?
Yes.
Chair Wang?
Present.
For the record, Commissioner Chen is absent.
Okay, thank you. Yes. So the first item on the agenda is approval of minutes. The subject is approval of the March 23rd, 2026 Arts and Culture meeting minutes. The recommended action is to approve the minutes. Do we have any questions or a motion?
I can make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Sure.
Okay.
Is it?
I second.
Okay. Commissioner Chen is absent. Commissioner Aurora?
Aye.
Commissioner Panda?
Aye.
Vice Chair Lamba?
Yes.
Chair Wang?
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously.
Moving on to oral communications. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter within the jurisdiction of the commission and not on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. In most cases, state law will prohibit the commission from making any decisions with respect to a matter not on the agenda. Do we have any oral communications?
We have no speakers, Chair.
So the next item on the agenda is item number 2. But I would like to propose bringing item number 4, the presentation by Tianqi Wang of Calcolor Academy first, so that we can excuse our guests if they would like to leave after their agenda item.
You need a second?
Yeah, we need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Commissioner Chen is absent. Commissioner Aurora?
Aye.
Commissioner Panda?
Yes.
Vice Chair Lamba?
Yes.
Chair Wang?
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously.
Okay, perfect. So we'll move along to the presentation by Tianqi Wang of Calcolor Academy on a proposal for a student-led utility box beautification project. So please.
Thank you so much. Do you guys need the presentation slides?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect, beautiful.
Let me just figure out. Anyways, let's see.
First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, or we really appreciate it.
So all the participants are from your community, like from the institute? Or only you?
But yes, I don't own
Oh,
you.
that's different.
Yes.
I see.
In the bottom.
The one that looks like, yep.
That helps.
Yep.
So just let me know when you wanna go to the next slide.
Yes, sir. Okay, so my name is Daniel. I am one of the volunteer coordinators here at Calcolor Foundation. And this is Mr. Tian. He is one of our more decorated teachers for Calcolor Academy, which is our parent company. And also he is the associate program manager for the teen program for our students. And we are both the co-owners of this pilot project, which is the Calcolor Foundation Civic Art Leadership Program. And then next slide, please. So just a little quote, just to show our vision, and also a quote that resonates us is empowering young creators through real world art projects. And then next slide, please. So just to give a little bit of a background, we are both from Calcolor Academy. So we are a WASC and College Board certified institution, and one of the most prominent youth art education organizations in the South Bay area. We operate 6 campuses mainly, some in the East Bay and some in the South. We have a student body of over 5,000 students, ages from 4 to 18 years old annually, through a structured and comprehensive art education program, supported by approximately 60 professional art educators. And just to highlight some of our achievements, our team program specifically, We have over 800 students, and within that student body, we have 150 of them actively pursuing our portfolio application to leading art and design colleges. Some to note are like RISD, Maryland, SCAD, so on and so forth. And in 2025, our students received 365 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, including over 80 gold keys, both on the regional and national level. So just a little cool fact about ourselves. And then feel free to go on the next slide. And then within CalColor Academy, we have the CalColor Foundation, which is our nonprofit organization, who our main objective is not only to empower our local students within CalColor Academy, but also the local art groups or youth groups here in our communities, specifically in Cupertino, where we aim to not only empower them to apply their artistic skills in real world scenarios, but also to foster their leadership, collaboration, and strong senses of civic responsibilities. We want to create impactful opportunities for them to engage with and contribute to their local communities through art. And then feel free to go. And then just to kind of explain about our civic art leadership program. We are a student-led civic art initiative guided by CalColor's professional instructors, such as Mr. Tian himself, and fully supported by the CalColor Foundation, where students design and execute city-approved public artworks in collaboration with the community. This program transforms traditional art education into a world-leading learning experience, empowering students to lead creative projects, work collaboratively, and contribute to public spaces in a structured, professionally supervised environment. By integrating artistic practice with leadership and civic responsibility, the program not only enhances the city's cultural landscape, but also cultivates ownership, project management, and civic engagement, enabling students to make a meaningful impact while developing experiences that support their broader academic and personal growth. And then next slide, please. So here are some of our target project examples. Well, in this project specifically, we're going to be trying to beautify some utility boxes. But later on, if you guys have any opportunities for us, we would also like to expand on more grand and more bigger projects, such as like public art, like public buildings, like libraries, maybe some crossroads, some buildings, so on and so forth. So if you would like to remain in contact with us, and we'll be reaching out to you guys as well, we would love the opportunity and we would be honored. And then next. And just to give a little bit of insight about our execution workflow within our program structure, our preliminary phase would be the concept and research, in which we will identify potential public art opportunities on and-site conditions. Then we will conduct research on locations, safeties, and community contexts. Then initiate communication with the city and confirm the project scope and requirements. The next phase would be our design and approval phase, in which we will have student teams develop and concept proposals based on the project themes and the site conditions. Then we will conduct internal reviews by CalColor instructors to ensure quality and feasibility. Then we will submit our students' design to the city for feedback, revision, final approvals, and any city standards that you guys might have. Then our next phase would be the planning and execution phase, where we will form student teams and assign roles based off their interests and also their capabilities. We will help them plan timelines, materials, and budgets, and then conduct any safety trainings if applicable. And then we will prepare a site and execute paintings under professional supervision. And then the final phase would be the completion presentation, where we will do any final checks, quality controls, and also provide any protective coatings if necessary. We will clean and restore the site to ensure public safety and usability. Then we will document the processes and then present the completed project to our local community, which would be Cupertino. And then next. And then I'll see Mr. Tian.
Yeah, this part we're gonna introduce our team structure. So basically, we have we want to make this project to be like professionally and in high quality project. So we organize our team structure into 3 parts. So first of all, we have our student leadership team to lead and oversee the whole project. and work with our student project team together to complete this work. And also we have our supervision team to provide all the potential guidance or any of the anything they need. We're gonna help them to finish help them to finish the job. So to talk about our supervision team, so all the team members is from our CalColor professional art instructors and also our senior operation team members. And they all have many years of art teaching background and also our project management experience. So they can provide any of the, technical guidance or any of the safety training and all the information they need to for the students to help them to finish the job. And also for our student lead team, they all from our advanced level class. And also they are high schoolers, they are junior and seniors. So they are leading their job and in different aspects. We have our project lead to oversees the whole project. And also we have our design lead to charge the visual development and also for the quality of the work. We also have our production lead to make sure everything on track during the execution. And finally, we have our student project team. So they are all selected from our CalColor regular class students. So they also have mainly high schoolers, but they have been with CalColor have many years of art training. So we can make sure they have enough knowledge and also all the skills to finish the job. So with all this, put all this together, we have our team structure and to make sure everything goes well. Yeah. Daniel? Next, please. Yeah.
And just to overview our supervision and control. So all activities are going to be led and directly supervised by experienced CalColor staff members, such as myself and Mr. Tian. We're going to maintain low student to staff ratio from 1 staff member to 5 students to ensure close monitoring. And then all execution steps are going to be staff guided and quality control. And then just to go briefly into safety measures and site management, we're going to be using protective equipment. We're going to be using high-vis vests, traffic cones, masks, so on and so forth. And if you guys have any standards, feel free to send them our way. We'll gladly apply them. We're going to clearly define work zones with no interference to pedestrian or traffic flow. Then we're going to try to conduct during low traffic hours to minimize risks, so around from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then regarding liability and compliance, all participants are going to be signing liability waiver forms and parental consent forms if applicable. All the activities are going to be conducted under established the safety and operational guidelines. And CalColor Foundation will ensure compliance with city requirements and any safety requirements. And here are some of the, we have a mock-up over here of some potential examples. So we have 2 locations that we're trying to propose for. One would be located on Zienza Boulevard and Pacifica. The other would be on Zienza Boulevard and Bollinger. And then during the design process, our theme is going to be youthful perspectives on nature and technology, which kind of coincides with, I feel, the vision for Cupertino. Since this is a preliminary example and not the final one, we're going to be in contact with the corresponding individuals regarding any design processes or anything like that. And then regarding the creative process, I want to reiterate that they are going to be student-led. And then regarding the materials, all the costs will be covered by the CalColor Foundation. And just to go kind of briefly into what we're going to be using. We're going to be using UV resistant light fast acrylic paint, anti-graffiti coating, and any safety equipment. And our proposal date would be from June 22nd to the 26th. Then next slide, please.
Sorry to interrupt. I believe Commissioner Chen just joined the meeting. Commissioner Chen, is that you? It looks like we're having a technical issue. Go ahead and continue.
And just to give a brief overview of what we said. In terms for a city partnership, we're asking if the city of Cupertino can provide real world public art opportunities for our program. And in return, we will enhance public spaces and strengthen community identity, and then create a platform for our program for meaningful youth engagement. And then CalColor Foundation will provide professional artistic guidance and project supervision. We will also fully sponsor any resources and operational support. And we will also offer structured programs with verified volunteer service credit for the individuals that participate. And in regards for the students, we will give them hands-on experience with real-world creative projects, develop their leadership, collaboration, and civic awareness, and help them contribute meaningfully to their community through art. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to send them our way. But thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Very nice.
So, next, we're going to go around the room for the commissioners to ask any technical or clarifying questions. Please keep this as questions only. Then we will open it up for public comment. And then lastly, we'll have a discussion among the commissioners. So first, and in the interest of time, if you could please limit your questions to maybe the top two, one or two on your mind. Can we start with you?
Thank you.
Sure.
So, I have two questions. One is, most of your students, are they in the South Bay and Cupertino? What's the area?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
For our student bases, we actually do have a couple of locations, but for this project in specific, they will be Cupertino based.
Okay, and quick second question. Your students have done utility boxes in the past, or your organization?
I think for this part, this is the first time to do the utility box, but they do some like a mural painting project before in the public.
Perfect, good enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt again. I think Commissioner Chen, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I
You
have
can
an
hear
announce
me, right?
real quickly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
right.
great. I just, yeah, okay.
Before we proceed, Chair, Vice Chair, and Commissioners and members of the public, Commissioner Chen is participating remotely this evening. We have not heard from any members of the public that they plan to participate in tonight's meeting from Commissioner Chen's remote location. Commissioner Chen, are you at Building 5105 Yangcheng Gonghao Garden, Hayden District in Beijing, China?
Yes,
Can you confirm that you posted the agenda at your location?
yes, the location in Beijing, China.
Are there any individuals over the age of 18 with you, and has anyone indicated to you that they intend to make public comment or address the commission?
No, just myself here.
Okay, I'll rely on you to notify me if any member of the public wishes to speak from your location.
I know just myself.
Okay, thank you.
Not public area.
Okay, we can continue.
Okay, well, since Commissioner Chen is already unmuted, Commissioner Chen, do you have any questions on the presentation?
I can see the pictures, but I prefer not too colorful, too obviously to see on the street. We already saw some samples along the Dianza College, Dianza Boulevard, and some area. I prefer any painting to harmony to match the surrounding area, not to obviously to see the colorful box. That's my comment.
Thank you, Commissioner Chen. Moving on,
Sure.
Commissioner Handel.
So to color the design to implement, do you have any theme in mind, or how does it work out? What do you choose? How do you decide what is to be made there?
Right now we have our theme is combining based on our research on the local area, which is Cupertino. So we want to use the technology and technology and nature as a theme. So that's where we start. But right now it's just a theme and concept. And also color, I think we've probably mainly use some color. And also we did research about the heat, right?
Yeah, so I did some preliminary research and found out that some cities actually don't or restrict people from using darker color, especially with the utility boxes, in case that they overheat. So we're going to be using mainly lighter colors and more vibrant colors.
Awesome. My second question would be, you just mentioned pricing, but is there a standard range that you are looking forward from the city for this production? Because I know you just mentioned, but there was no details about it.
We are going to be covering all the costs, so we're asking nothing from the city except for permission.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate your coming and thank you for presenting. I really appreciate that you are working with students to promote art and the connection with the community. That's really really positive for our youth. My question is, Cal Color Academy, is that a nonprofit organization?
It's a for-profit organization, but we have a nonprofit as well. Under Cal Color Academy.
Okay, is that the foundation then?
Yes.
That would be the foundation. Okay. One more question. Have you seen that in Cupertino, there's been a previous project for the utility boxes in the past? I don't know, I think it was some years ago. So I don't know how many utility boxes are still
Available.
available.
Yes, I think the two we're showing in the pictures, we found that they're empty.
Yeah, that may be.
Yeah, and then there are a lot of being already being painted. Yeah, and I know there last summer they also have some event about this utility
Yeah,
box. Yes, maybe some research.
If I may, I have one additional question. Yeah, so talking about other community projects, what you said, that's what you would like, not in return, but yeah, you like the opportunity. Are those then paid projects? Would a city have to commission or an organization would commission you to paint, for example, if it's a library wall or something like that,
We
right?
open for any opportunity there.
Or any opportunity. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
No
much.
problem.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
That was it.
Okay, yeah, first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much for hearing this presentation and coming here to speak with us. It's clear that you put a lot of thought into this, so it's really great to see. My first question is, what examples, or can you give a couple examples of related projects that you've completed in the past? What cities have you worked with?
Continue. Yeah, we worked on a mural painting at Montemy, but it's in our own location. It's a large wall, like the front. So we have the photo actually with us. If you want to, we can show you.
Maybe off, yeah, it's offline.
No problem, no problem. Yes, yes. We have a couple of those kind of mural painting before, but it's all based on our own locations. Yes.
But in terms of, okay, so in terms of art pieces on public property, you haven't executed that yet.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then my second question, well, actually, my second question was going to be, what has been some challenges or learnings from previous executions of projects like this? But it sounds like this would be your first public property execution. Okay, understood.
Thank you.
I believe those were questions from around the room from the commissioners. I want to open it up for public comment. Do we have any speakers for public comment?
We have no speakers, Chair.
Okay. The last step, now I'm going to open it up for a discussion among the commission. please feel free to share your thoughts on the presentation and or how you can see this moving forward.
Sure. Talking about equality, I mean, this given a project of tuition like in an institute, it'll be limited to some students, their students. But if we open up to public, so all Cupertino children can try their luck, which has been the case in past. We had a contest, and the winner paints the box. Usually, what I've heard from earlier experiences. So one negative would be here we limit to one institute, whereas we should open it to all children. But having said that, the positive side is the responsibility, the accountability, and the onus lies on one group, and which will be taken properly. We'll have a point of contact to ask if things are right or wrong. Either ways, we have somebody to ask to take the ownership. They have talked about compliance, safety. So everything, all in all, that sounds really inviting, appealing. Have one, and they don't charge. It's like volunteer basis. So that's beautiful. But also the equality, the openness stops there because only their students will be doing that. So it is the other plus and the minus points.
I have a comment. If you don't mind,
Yeah, please.
but we're not just limiting it to our students. Anybody who is of age is able to join under Cal Color Foundation and are able to execute the project. We're not limiting it just to our students.
Awesome. So when they join, are they charged?
No.
Oh, perfect. That solves the issue then. Because and are we willing to open this to the city? Awesome. That's even better. Thank you.
No
I think
problem.
that's-
Sorry.
Sure, good. We clarified.
How do you publicize to the public? Like, how would students who are not currently members of your foundation hear about this opportunity?
We haven't quite thought about that yet, to be honest, but we'll giving maybe some thought, maybe putting posters around from the city to the like local businesses or cities or like, yeah. We also have, well, some social media that we could post both on our local Cal Color Academy like social medias as well as Cal Color volunteer social medias as well.
Any other comments?
I have a question, but I don't know if anyone else of us would know the answer. How was this done in the past for the other utility boxes?
I think it was done as a council work program item. That's my understanding. And I think there might have been some monies from the city to have it done, plus in the process for which the Arts and Culture Commission reviewed the actual design prior to a utility box. I'm not quite sure. One of the questions there, I'm thinking about, well, who actually manages utility boxes? That's right. Step number one, is it PG&E? Is it, you know, who has the discretion? The city might not even have discretion over it, you know, so that's, I could be wrong. Yeah, right. Oh, those are definitely questions that I can ask. For me, you know, what I would suggest, Commissioner, if you guys can send me some write-up, what you want to do, including the presentation, our public works director, and see what they think. What they think the next process is, and whether it's a council decision or does the city move on with this. I don't know the process, I guess, but I guess I don't know the process. Right.
That's where I was headed, which is this within the scope of this commission? On the highest level, it should be, because it is public art. On the other hand, it's not explicitly stated in the charter anyway. So either way, I mean, we could approve or not approve or whatever. What does that mean? So what John is recommending is right on, which is get the appropriate city agency involved for execution of the process. We can give our opinions and comments.
There might be a link on the webpage that goes to the utility box training that's still available, and that we all look at.
Yeah, especially because we don't know who owns each one. Could be AT&T with their fiber, could be PG&E. Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything that has been shared so far. That's kind of what I was getting at when I asked if you have experience working with other municipalities, because every municipality is different. And I mean, figuring out the process is a big part of the work. But I do think the proposal that you put together is incredibly compelling. I think at least speaking for myself and hopefully some of my fellow commissioners as well, I think it's a huge asset to the city if we can empower our youth and also create a currently blank slate more beautiful. I think it's only positive for our city. So I personally would love to see this move forward. I think the task at hand is really to see how we can help you execute on that. So yeah, I think.
I have a comment,
Go ahead,
coming
please.
before you close the discussion. Okay. So, when I had seen, even before you came, when I had seen the utility boxes and painted, I had some concerns. At that time, I was not even an arts and culture commissioner because, first of all, I think it's electrical. I was concerned about the safety of students and just kind of the process around it. It's a little bit also was echoed, but also because it's electrical, I had some safety concerns. Obviously, it's been done with city authority and the process. So I'm sure there's something in place for that, and we've talked about it. Still, on the other hand, and that's what triggered my question to you, is that the most relevant opportunity or the blank space that we have in the city where we have, at least I have some, there could be concerns on ownership, on safety, also a little bit on the harmony in the environment. Are there other places where a community will have more benefit by standing and looking at what it is, and drawing more benefit from all the effort that will go from your students, the cost, also the staff time, right? So that's a little bit my thought process is where is our most valued opportunity? You know, in our city, we have done art in
Unexpected
spaces. So I don't want to derail it, but just want to kind of still give it a thought as we are looking into the process. Each of us commissioners may even think about how to get the best value, involve community, to involve your leadership, and to get the best outcome. That's my thought.
Yes.
My thought.
Thank you. Thank you. I completely agree with your thought. Actually, this is why, like, when we do the research, we actually look for like many different like cities website and look for this kind of like opportunity and chance. And one of the result is like the some like a website that shows like utility box is open for some like a chance for us to apply for it. Otherwise, probably the other chance they might also put post on the web to just tell the public saying like we have this project, any artist to willing to do it, right? And also on the other hand, I think utility box is a small thing, and then it's we don't have, since we don't have like much experience, so I think good to start with, and then it's a little bit easier to control. So for many aspects, I think there's a good start. But we do really want to do more and also more valuable project if we can make the connection and then maybe let us know where other places we can work with. That would be great in the future. Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, Commissioner Chen, you have your hand raised. Would you like to make a comment?
No, no comment so far.
Okay.
I will add some. So for
Yeah.
the three first, so instead of any random art, if you can connect with the city and do the mission and vision of our place, what do we stand for? And if it can inspire people who are watching, who come and pass by, if it makes sense to all the residents of something that is very important to our vision, to the city, that will be very helpful.
Definitely. That's why we kind of like have a time for us to communicate with the city to develop it more meaningful. Yes.
So in the interest of time, I'd like to wrap up this discussion. I'm curious. So I think we already, at least through discussion, decided that a logical next step would be for John to reach out to the relevant staff members to understand how we could execute on this. Does that kind of capture your thoughts? I guess what I'm asking is whether or not there would be value in us as commissioners to, I guess, formalize our opinion or our recommendation in a motion.
Sure. So what is is it approval or suggestion? What are we giving? Just to clarify.
Because my understanding is we don't have approval authority on this, right? I mean, exploration needs to be done. However, I think as a commission, because this topic is related to our city, we could provide a unified recommendation that we think this is something that we would like staff to investigate.
Sure.
Please, give it.
May I make a motion? So, based on what I heard from all our commissioners and the chairperson, I want to make a motion to request staff to explore the process of having a Cal Color Academy or a similar organization take on the responsibility of
Of
providing art on the utility boxes in the city of Cupertino.
I will add something to the recommendation for the motion. So having said that, we want to request with the condition that the safety be taken care of, that the theme should be matching our city's vision, the color palette, the thought process, the artistic taste should match what is around. It cannot be totally drastically different from what we already have. It has to gel with it, with the people and our mission. And lastly, like we should have opportunity given to all the children of Cupertino. That's it.
Lindsay, do you feel like
May I
Oh.
may I respond to it? It was my motion, so.
Sure.
May I respond to it? Yeah, so I totally agree on the safety. All the other items, I agree with you totally, but I don't think that's for staff to figure out. That is something the Arts and Culture Commission would be, I think, very capable to give an input and a follow-up. Sure. That's what I
Absolutely.
so I can amend my motion if you like.
Okay, so we're amending the motion to include with the condition that the safety be taken care of and that it matches the city vision while gelling with the people and the mission to give to all the children of Cupertino. That's what I got. Does that sound right?
Yes.
I think I mean just I'm sure you can wordsmith it, but I think the last point on the children, is specifically that this opportunity open to any student in Cupertino. Okay, I second.
All right, Commissioner Chan.
Yeah. I like to give priority to our Cupertino residents, students.
I think you
Hello, can
already.
you priority? Yeah, I want to priority for Cupertino residents. I heard the academy with many students from all over the area. So I prefer the Cupertino has students has a priority to do the artwork on our own street.
Okay, we Would you still like to go to a vote on the amended motion?
Sorry, I thought we.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't hear.
Yes.
Commissioner Aurora,
Aye.
Commissioner Panda,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lamba,
Yes.
Chair Wang.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you, that was very well thought through.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, thank you. Please feel free to stick around if you would like, but no obligation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Item number 2. Architectural and site approval to consider a public art installation for Bianchi Way Townhomes. Applicant Mr. Leon Hu, property owner, location, etc., Bianchi Way.
Not gonna read all those numbers?
10,000.
No.
Okay, the recommended action. Staff recommends that the Arts and Culture Commission approve the public art application for Bianchi Way Townhomes, subject to conditions of the draft resolution.
Yes, John Marks here, Senior Planner, Community Development Department. I want to introduce again Danielle Condon. She was the project manager for the, as well as this ASA. Public art piece, as you recall. This was first presented in March, at the March 23rd ACC meeting. The Plan Commission, the Arts and Culture Commission, did have some comments and suggested some revisions to the art piece. So, tonight, the applicant is ready, as well as staff is ready to present those modifications in response to the ACC's motion. Not motion, but again, recommendations. And the recommendation is that the ACC act on this and approve the project that's presented. And I will leave to Ms. Condit to present the ASA.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners. State Condit, an associate planner here with the city of Cupertino. So we are here to revisit the public art installation at the Bianchi Townhomes development. Just a little background on this, the applicant did process or is processing an architectural site approval application to consider the public art installation at the site of 170, 172, 170, 174, 176, 178, 180, 182. This is a set. The Arts and Culture Commission asked the applicant team to return at a later date to address the potential safety concerns of the art piece. This included to address potential safety concerns with sharp tips near the limb and changing the tilt or rounding the edges were a couple of the recommendations. To reduce the accessibility of the pedestal and to bring to the commission more evidence on the fabrication, construction made by the selected builder. More examples of sculptures made by the selected builder. The public art piece is located in the northwest corner of the site. This is near the public sidewalk and located within the landscaped front setback of the development. The creator, Amelia Tang, she has incorporated some of the recommendations made by the commission. She is here to talk further in more detail about those modifications, the fabrication, and the installation that will occur on site. The modified design has been found consistent with the design criteria of the Cupertino, Chapter 19-148. Staff recommends that the commission approve the public art application subject to the conditions of the draft resolution. And if there are no questions from the commissioners, then I can also bring up Amelia's presentation.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Amelia Tang and I'm the artist for this piece. Just quickly, a quick run through of what the inspiration was. It was inspiration by my dance background at at Cupertino and in the local South Bay. It is inspired by a dancer's move called an arabesque, and hence the title of the name. And from what we did make a couple adjustments, based on what your recommendations for, in terms of the sculpture, and also we did have a couple adjustments on the material side, just to quickly reintroduce those. The material last time we did list a brushed stainless steel. We have hence changed it to a mirrored stainless steel. And we have also clarified that the base is a reinforced concrete with, but then it would be covered with marble tiling. From last time, the base was like around 2 by 2. We have expanded it to a 4 by 4 base. It is no longer a full 2-foot height base, but more of a 1-foot high base altogether. Slide, please. There's just bigger pictures for comparisons of the old sculpture model and also the new one. We have increased the base so that is less accessible to increase the size of the square footage of the base, so that's less accessible. Creates more of boundaries so that you don't really step into where the sculpture is. We have also and also reproportioned the sculpture itself so that the limbs are overall higher than what was displayed before. I've also made a couple changes. We have added the nameplate like requested last time. I've currently had it on the bottom corner of one of the face pedestal area. I have here the calculations. Calculation weights were done by both the MBE consultants, and also we have gotten confirmation for weights from our fabricator finest. And as for the installer and the fabricator, we do have examples of our sculptures for them. For the installer, we are working with Tiger Construction. And then we here have 2 sculptures by installed by his team. One at Dublin, Alford Center, and located in Dublin, California, and another in Fremont Times Square. And then we also do have examples of fabrications of sculptures from the fabricator itself. We do have a variety of material we work with, so we do have marble, bronze, and also stainless steel. That's it.
Thank you so much for the updated presentation. Similar as the last item, I'll go around the room and call on commissioners to ask any technical or clarifying questions first. Please limit it to 1 or 2 at most. Starting with Vice Chair.
No questions?
Do you mind that sit over? I lose my
Oh yeah, of course.
hearing aid today.
Please, yeah, sure.
No questions.
Okay, any questions, Commissioner Panda?
Just one, does it make any difference to the pricing of the original and the new one that we updated?
Pricing wise will be the same.
But
As you see the previous presentation, we run up the tips to avoid, the previous safety concern. And also we upgrade the base from 2x2 to 4x4. The 2x2 support, 80 pounds. And the 4x4 support up to 250 pounds. So, this 3 times more than required. The actual sculpture is about 72 pounds. All right. So yeah, we make those corrections. And in the same time, if you can see, from the website, the fabricator, they have, all 5-star reviews from their past customers. Zero complaints. They deliver, the finest quality products, to the consumers. All right. And for the installation, I'm working with Pentagon Construction to do the installation. They are highly qualified. Since they got over 100 projects done in Bay Area. All right, they build commercial, residential. All housing probably have the base foundation, and the framing roofing is basing on building on the foundation. So this 4x4, will be, they are highly qualified, to do the installation for me. And I'm open, thank you all for your time and continue in, partnership in bringing my project alive. I'm welcome to any question you may have.
First of all, we really appreciate your patience. I know it is very hard when things get delayed, but we really appreciate that you've been so patient with us and so encouraging. We love the design, and now that the safety is in place, this is a perfect that one can see in the society and the community. So really, kudos to your patience and the hard work you've put. Lovely design. Thank you. Okay.
Any comments?
Yeah,
Commissioner
thank you.
Mora?
Yeah, thank you very much for taking our recommendations. As also Commissioner Panda, and I have reviewed it before coming. You've got the clearance of minimum, I think it's already 4.5 feet to the lowest limb that clears almost my height. No. But it clears all children. So that's really good. And we see the sharpness has been smoothed out. We had always liked the design, the theme on the dance. So yeah, for me, this is really good, and it looks beautiful. Also, I like the marble, the change of, it gives a different finish. So thank you for doing that. My only question is, what is written on the plaque? What would be written?
That's her name.
Yeah.
Local artist.
It has,
And also the title?
yes, it'll have the title, it'll have the name and also the date. I know it's a bit small.
Yeah. Can we say anything about the dance, or is it too much? Because if not everyone knows what is Orbis Libre.
No.
But I'm just leaving it to you. I'm just curious because it's such a beautiful description. So of course, your name and the theme, if that is there, both I even like the Libre. It's really nice, very nice title. So thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Commissioner Chen, do you have any clarifying questions?
No, sounds like it's getting better. So I don't have any other options.
Okay, and then, yeah, from me, no additional questions.
Thank you.
No.
I really appreciate you all for taking our feedback and making the adjustments from our last meeting.
Thank you.
Okay,
Recommendation, just not question.
Mhm.
Your name also should be there. You are the producer, like a movie, the director and producer. Both names should be there on that for times to come. Even when you're not here, your name will remain. And no, that's such a big thing that you're producing. So your name should also go in that.
No.
That's humbleness. That's your humble.
All right, thank you for coming. Yeah.
okay, now I'd like to open it for public comment. Do we have any people wishing to speak?
We have no speakers.
Okay, now I'll bring it back to the commission for a discussion and a motion.
I can
Anyone
suggest
who'd
a
like to
motion.
start?
Yeah, I can suggest a motion because all our requests have been complied to. I'll go ahead and request that it just be approved.
I could second it.
I guess. In terms of the wording, should it be that, basically we accept the recommended action as listed in the agenda?
And even with the, as you know, even with the motion on the table in a second, you still have a discussion on that motion.
Any discussions?
I love it.
We love, yeah, we already love the design. It was just a safety concern,
But
which they have addressed beautifully.
Okay.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, can we bring it to a vote?
Commissioner Chen,
I agree.
Commissioner Aurora,
I,
Commissioner Panda,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lamba,
Yes,
Chair White,
Aye.
motion carries unanimously.
excellent. Congratulations.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to seeing this.
and thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a party.
It's going to look beautiful. Yeah.
We'll go and take pictures, selfies in front of it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for the presentation and thank you here.
All right, have a great evening. Thank you.
How's everyone feeling? Do we need a quick break or are we good to keep on going? Okay.
I'm good.
Very excited. A lot of people today in the house. It's nice.
The back days.
Check.
Back day.
Do you know whose brown bag that is?
That's mine.
Oh, good. I was going to present it.
It's old.
Okay, thank you all for being here. We're honored to have you join us today. Moving on to agenda item number 3, architectural and site approval ASA 2026-007 to consider a public art installation for Valencia Townhomes. Applicant Summerhill Homes LLC, location 20830 Stevens Creek Boulevard, APN 359-08031. The recommended action, staff recommends that the Arts and Culture Commission approves the public art application for Summer Hills Valencia Townhomes, subject to conditions of the draft resolution.
Right. John Martz here again, but here I'm about to introduce Amy Sugiyama, Senior Planner, Community Development Department. She was a project subdivision as well. She's a project manager, which similar to the last, with the last item was condition of approval to provide site. This project is not as far as long as the other one. This is really the initiative.
Oh, yeah.
So they're pretty early on in the process, so. Maybe.
All right.
And we love that you brought this to the commission at this stage.
Props to you all. All right, as John mentioned, I'm Siyama. I'm a senior planner in the city of Cupertino, and I was the original project planner for this. Currently, Summerhill Homes, the applicant for the original development, is requesting an ASA to consider their public art installation. As noted, it is the Valencia Townhomes development, and it's just right over there on Stevens Creek at the old Staples site. And as you all, I'm sure are aware, we do require public art when there is development of greater than 10,000 square feet. In this case, they are proposing 59 new townhomes, each about 1,300 square feet, so around 36,000 square feet of development overall. And that was approved by our city council on July 1st of 2025. Okay, and here you can see just a general site plan. The applicant has proposed a public art plaza located in the upper northeastern corner of the outlined in red here, and then the location of the public art is identified by the yellow star. And here's just a quick preview of what that public art will be. I'll allow the artist and the applicant to kind of give you a more in-depth overview. And so we do require 1% of the project construction value. For this project, the construction value is $243 million. So they are proposing a I believe 24.3, goodness gracious, Emmy. $24.3 million, and they are proposing a 243 roughly $1,000 valued. And we have reviewed this. We believe that it meets the review criteria in that it is integrated with the landscape and architecture on the site. It is very easily visible from the public right of way. They in fact had planned to remove a couple of street trees to ensure that passersby can see it from their vehicles. They're made of permanent materials. It's a local artist. Again, that'll be more in depth. You can hear that later. And it will incorporate a plaque. And so with that, we are recommending that you approve this public art as it's proposed. And I will hand it over to the applicant's team so they can give you again a more in-depth review of the project.
And then, sorry to interrupt, at some point, will you be going over the draft resolution?
I absolutely can, yeah.
But were you planning on doing
Nice.
it later or doing?
Well, typically we haven't gone through, we never presented the resolution. The conditions of approval are pretty much the same throughout the whole, unless the commission wants to add further conditions themselves, such as design modifications. Like this commission done a few years ago. But if you'd like to have we can show the resolution was attached to the agenda packet, correct? So if you want 30 conditions of approval, you want to go over, or you want Henry to project the conditions of approval, that's fine.
Maybe, why don't we just start with the presentation? I'll pull it up because I'm curious, but please feel free.
Be presenting. Oh,
I will share yours. But you should be able to.
Thank you so much, Emmy. Kind of did a lot of my work for me, so that was wonderful. Good evening, commissioners. So happy to be here. My name is Chandra Cerrito, and I'm a public art advisor. I've been working with Summerhill. A couple representatives are here today to first envision where art could be, although they had made a lot of progress by the time I came on board, so that was great. And then, as you'll see, we had a process to select an artist, and I've been helping facilitate the process of coming up with the design, working with the artists. And I'm sorry that the artists couldn't be here in person today, but Anna from Wow House will be presenting after my short introduction. So as Emmy said, this is quite an extensive development project. There are 59 for sale townhomes that will be within 8 Mediterranean style buildings. And that is all within a landscaped site that's 2.97 acres. So it's quite large. And the first homes are anticipated to be complete in the fall of 2027. So you can go forward. I just actually did this bit of the intro, so this is just an aerial view to give you a sense of where this is in the city, not far away. And somewhat close to De Anza College. So we'll move on to the next. I'm going to keep my part brief so Anna has more time. These are just some photos of the area to give you a sense of the site and its surroundings. And we can move on to the next. And this is a site plan, which you saw a version in Andy's presentation. We'll go to the next. And here we have, again, a site plan that's highlighted with the actual location of the art. And that's in this plaza that's at the northeast corner of the project, which had been identified as a very likely location for public art by the time I got there, because Summerhill and their landscape architect really gave a lot of thought to that. So this area is, as Emmy said, very visible to the general public, given all the traffic that goes by in Stevens Creek Boulevard. It also has a pedestrian walkway and is fully accessible to the general public. So that's wonderful. Another bonus is the adjacent site right next to the plaza has a sort of, simply landscaped area. So instead of fully blocking off this plaza, the Summerhill kind of pulled back the fence between them. So there's kind of a nice flow between this new plaza and the sort of landscaped area that's next to it. kind of a
Just to
simple.
understand the location, I'm very curious. That's why you said near Dianza. So is it like towards the freeway or where exactly is this Summer Hill?
It's only a Target. The
What
road
was
goes to
that?
Target,
Yeah, so.
Stephen Street,
Stephen Street Target.
where Pizza Hut and Staples are right.
Oh, that's complex.
You're right now?
Just across.
Old
Yeah,
Staples.
when you say Staples,
Pizza Hut,
is that complex, the Staples?
Staples.
Oh, okay.
Whole Foods.
Yes, got it.
Drive by it.
Target on the right.
John.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, John.
But
In
then,
fact, the previous presentation,
It's also
the
next.
is just down the road from there,
Oh, yeah.
probably
Just
30,
behind.
40 steps.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right, it's just nice.
So we'll go to the next slide. And I'm just going to tell you briefly how we got to this point. So next slide, please. So as part of this process to identify an artist for the project, the Summerhill team and I, including their landscape architect, reviewed 13 artists who we thought were capable, or, you know, this is my field, so I have a lot of network of artists, those who really have the experience and sort of the approach that would be appropriate for a project like this. We also really focused on local artists, meaning those from the Bay Area. So among those,
It's Bay Area, not Cupertino, because
Bay
it's
Area.
open.
yes,
And the final artist, where does it come from?
Sebastopol, and also they had a studio in Oakland for a long time. So North Bay and East Bay.
Oh, there are two artists.
It's one artist team, and they had two locations, a studio and a residence where they also make art. So
Okay, so Oakland and
Oakland and Sebastopol. Yeah.
I guess as a order of clarification, I believe there's a dedicated section for questions after the presentation, so, yes.
It's a formality. I don't mind to question it. We should adhere to the formality. So we interviewed 3 of those finalists, and Wow House, the 2 artist team, was unanimously selected. They have an incredible amount of experience, the sort of aesthetic and their interest in really being very site specific, site responsive, really tuning each work to the place was very much what we're looking for. So if you'll go to the next slide, please. So just a little background about Wow House. They were founded in 1997, and they're a transdisciplinary art and design team. And they're based in the San Francisco Bay Area, specifically Sebastopol, with a studio for a long time in Oakland. It's a collaboration between Scott Constable and Anna Osteris Constable, who you'll hear from soon. And they have extensive experience creating site responsive public art. So this is very much in their wheelhouse. Their work explores cultural, historical, and ecological factors that shape a sense of place. And these are just 4 of their many projects that you'll see on their resume from the next page. Are very extensive. So they have completed over 30 public art commissions throughout the United States. Here in California, of course, many of them, but also in Colorado, Tennessee, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, Washington State, New Jersey, North Carolina, and Ohio. And next. And Anna earned her Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of Massachusetts, and Scott earned a BFA in sculpture from RISD. And with that, I'm very happy to turn it over to Anna on Zoom, who will introduce their proposed project. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. You can hear me?
Yes.
Great. I'm so sorry not to be there in person. It was a very unexpected last-minute development, and we apologize, but I'm very happy to be here via Zoom. Thank goodness for Zoom. And my partner, Scott Constable, is part of the artist duo of Wow House. That's what we go by as the studio name. My name is Anna, and my husband Scott is my partner in the artist duo of Wow House. I'm going to just say next as we move along here. Next. We are thrilled about this project. Honestly, the inspiration behind the artwork was the history and culture of Cupertino. And when we started doing research, which we always do with our site-specific work, we dug in and we're very inspired by the cherry blossom orchards in the region historically, and then also hit upon the fact that, of course, cherry blossoms, for those of you who may know, they widely symbolize prosperity, good fortune, renewal, community, and the beauty of life and nature in many cultures. So there was a beautiful resonance there between the history and culture in a specific way, and then in a more generalized way, a symbol of optimism and positivity that really embodies to us a lot of what Cupertino is about. So that was our background research for the artwork. And as you can see here, it is a landmark artwork. It's highly visible from Stevens Creek Boulevard and both day and night. So I'm going to move through and share a little bit more with you about it. Next. I think I just said most of what was there, but I can tell you that the material is Corten steel and a exterior grade polymer with LED lighting. And let me think if there's anything else here that you need to know. I think that also, of course, it's both beautiful, but very low maintenance and highly durable. Having done this work for over 25 years, we have a tremendous amount of experience in terms of thinking about the pragmatic aspects of design for public spaces as well. Next. This is an example of daytime, nighttime experiences of the artwork. Next. The dimensions. There will be a footing engineered by a structural engineer, a licensed structural engineer. That is still TBD. So this is not the actual rendering of the footing, but there will be one. All of our artwork we work with a licensed structural engineer. And then these are the overall dimensions. And as you can see, the lowest flower is about 9 feet from the ground, and there will be flowers surrounding the artwork as well. Next. Corten steel, if you're not familiar with it, is a beautiful material, very often used in sculpture. It has a beautiful quality to it. It's hard to describe, and I'm disappointed I couldn't bring you the sample today, but it has those of you who do know it love it, and those of you who don't will learn to love it because it's really a gorgeous, rich, colored material of metal and very highly durable exterior grade material, time-honored sculpture material. Next. And then the blossoms, this is rather a detailed illustration of how they'll be assembled, but we'll be using a highly durable exterior grade alkyd enamel paint over stainless steel framing. There's custom hardware on all of the flowers, and then there's LED lighting integrated into the pieces as well. So each of these is a beautiful artwork unto themselves, and then they combine into this graceful composition. I'm going to give you just a minute to take a look at that, just to see how it's made. Next. Next now, thanks. So again, this is the polymer material, exterior grade polymer. It's Freeform is a company that's very respected, makes this exterior grade material. And there are quite a few sculptures in there's actually the bus stops in San Francisco feature this material. And there was just one done at the San Francisco port that is also the same material. So it's a very consistent, durable medium for this artwork. Next. And this is the assembly structure, which is probably getting a little too into the weeds, but you can get a sense of the fact that the fabricator we work with is very respected and has a great sense of engineering. And we've worked with him on developing this, and we're actually going to be prototyping and testing all of the structures related to this particular armature structure. There's a thin rubber gasket between the metal and the polymer, and this is the fabrication method. Next. You can get a sense of how you would encounter the artwork on the streetscape. And what's wonderful is it works on a human scale. One of the things we're looking for with artwork, for me at least, is looking for it to work on a human scale for people walking by on the street, and also at a street-based level going by. And this really achieves both of those goals. And so it has that sort of intimacy when you get up close. It will be warm and welcoming, but at a distance it's already striking and iconic. And that's one of the key features for me of a successful public sculpture in a situation like this. Next. Site integration and identifying plaque. Next. We worked very closely with the landscape architects on this, and that is, I think, a really key feature of our work, and also a key thing that interested us about this project because it's beautifully landscaped. And so we worked everything from thinking about the paving formation, which was custom designed around the artwork itself into this beautiful circular pattern, to the plantings, which all complement the color palette, as you can see. So this was all very thoughtfully, and this evolved. At the outset, this is not what the design looked like. But in response to thinking about that particular artwork, we were able to collaborate and I think really maximize the impact of both the artwork and complement the landscaping in a really wonderful way. This is one of the things that we do regularly, but it was very successful in this case, and we're very pleased with the results. These are the plantings here that you can see that'll be in the planting plan, and the sculpture is in that circular red circle there. And the paving itself is concrete pavers that are set in this circular pattern. There's a very high sense of quality to all the materials. They all work together beautifully. The sculpture, the paving, the plantings. Next. This gives you a more close-up view of the actual sculpture itself and its relationship to Stevens Creek Boulevard and the landscaping there. Again, the artwork is in the circular space. Next. This is the identification plaque location, and I heard your discussion about identification plaques before. In this situation, we would have the name, the date, the medium, and there would be a narrative, a short narrative, sentence or two that describes the underlying concept that I shared with you related to both the agricultural history of the region with the cherry orchards and then also the symbolism of the cherry blossom, which adds, I think, a depth of understanding for folks going by and appreciation for the underlying concept of the artwork. Even though it'll work without knowing any of that. That's also important too. You might not know, but if you do know, it adds depth to the experience. And you can see around there the circular paving. It's really quite elegant design. Next. This is the plaque itself. So here we have the narrative description, our names, and then the title and the medium. This is a highly durable cast aluminum plaque that will be integrated, they'll be basically in with the plantings, which is a very typical method of integrating identification in landscape. Next. Oh, maintenance plan. Let's see, I'm just trying to double check here what we're looking at related to the details that you'd want to know. Well, we can tell you the fabricator, again, Healer Metalcraft, very respected fabricator who we've worked with in the past and does public sculpture nationwide. The art lighting will be specifying the specific LED TBD, and then the basic materials that I shared with you before, the weathering steel, polymer, stainless, exterior grade paint, and LED lighting. Next. So the key thing out of any maintenance plan is, often what not to do. So we really specifically say no chemicals, no harsh sprays, no harsh brushes, and then we specify specific materials that should be used. But I think it's actually really key that in this case, those are really the things when something's well designed to be highly durable and low maintenance, really it should, in this case, we just wash it off with a brush of water and a soft cloth. That's really the key main maintenance for it. So the details are here, but I'm not sure we're going to take the time for that. So let's keep moving and we can go into that if you need to. The estimated schedule, we're on schedule happily. And the goal is to have the artwork done in time for the opening of the first homes. And we are well known for being on schedule and within budget, working with a lot of developers in the Bay Area. And we really appreciate and respect the importance of schedule and organization and communications. And your committee is clearly very accomplished. So it's an honor to work with people like you because it's clear you know what you're doing. So this is the schedule, and that would mean something, I'm sure, to everyone. Next, thank you. That's it.
Very good. Thank you so much for the presentation. Now I'll open it up to the commissioners for any questions. Let's go in the same order as last time.
All right.
Vice Chair.
Thank you.
And yeah, let's try to limit it to 3 questions, up to 3 questions per commissioner.
Anna, have you used LED strips or LED lighting in the past? Do you have experience with that? And the context for my is, you know, the metal and the rest of the fabrication is probably very robust. Electronics fails.
Right.
And
It's designed specifically, which is why I spent time sharing with you that construction method. It's designed for those LED strips to be laid in to the actual forms such that you can indeed replace them easily. And that's why I shared with you the real details of that, because that's partly what we're doing is anticipating maintenance.
Yeah.
The lifespan, as you know, if you know LED lighting, the lifespan of LED has gotten exponentially better every year. We are using LED. We've used LED in other projects. We just finished one for Lennar that has LED lighting in it. And the running joke was, my goodness, they just keep getting better and better. We haven't used the specific strip, but there's no question that there's many industrial grade LED strips that will suffice for that. And we can program them to shift in color. So if we wanted to, we could even, add color option easily if that was something that was of interest. So, yeah.
Thank you. Second one is just something really positive, I think, which is finally some color in some of these. Lots of shiny steel. Thank you.
Thanks.
Commissioner Ponda?
Sure. I'll just continue with the color thing that you mentioned. I was looking at the overall structure when they showed. The pink looks very out of pips. Like there's no consistency, no pink elsewhere. And also when you showed pictures, it had green pink, green pink. There's no leaf in this. I mean, it's not a safety issue, but like it was a bit like looking for me in that structure. It wasn't that appealing to me. For some reason, there's no green, it's only pink. So there's a balance lacking in that art form. So like there might be some reason behind it, but I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Okay. No, I appreciate that. The thing is, this is an abstraction. And so the whole thing is an abstraction. None of it is a figurative, realistic illustration of a flower. That would be a completely different sculpture. And so if we were to move in that direction, in fact, if we were to do abstract leaves, then you'd have neither nor. Do you know what I mean? It would look a little bit like, why are those leaves not quite leaf looking? Because what it is right now is you can look at those flowers. They are almost like an abstract painting, like a Picasso or something. Nobody looks at Picasso and says, oh, that doesn't really look like a person, because they're not, it's a certain style. And so I appreciate your point about the greenery. I think the greenery comes in with the plantings. And that was partly why we were so focused on making sure we integrated with landscape. And there's also trees around. There's a lot of greenery elsewhere. So I agree with you. I understand your point, but I think stylistically, actually, just to beg to differ, is that given that particular style of sculpture, I think you would not ultimately be happy even if you saw it in its form, because of the style of the artwork itself. It would look kind of awkward. If we did a fully realistic sculpture of flowers, that's one thing for sure, but that's not really what we're doing here, especially given the size of this. You want something more architectonic and more graphic, because you want it to be seen from the street and you want it to feel bold. And as soon as you move into those really soft, if you really look at a flower and leaves, and you're talking to a person here who loves flowers and plants. So just saying, Chandra knows this about me. I'm just passionate about them. I was really into the flowers they picked for this site. It's really just a question of what's appropriate for the site and the scale of what you're working and what your goals are. And if we did a very delicate small flower, it would disappear in the streetscape. It's a very demanding site that way. You really couldn't justify the kind of delicacy of an organic form. I think that's really, we thought a lot. Obviously I think a lot about flowers. So I hear you on that. And if there weren't all the green in the rest of the site, that'd be one thing, but we really imbued the space with a natural feeling. And I think that that's what's going to ultimately come across. So I don't think you'll find yourself missing those when you actually see it.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward. So it's not the size, I meant the same size, but just a balance of colors. But I'm sure you have a reason of what you're doing and why you're doing it. But
well, the other thing is that because the pieces are translucent, they will have a organicity to them that will shift and change as opposed to something that's just painted in all one thing. So there will actually be shifting and changing in nature the same way that light falls on petals differently. It will feel more organic because of that, as opposed to, right. So that's another factor that's hard to convey. It's always so frustrating when we show renderings, because it's only when you're finished that you go, oh, I see. It's hard. I mean, we're really using a very simple medium to convey. The whole point is it should be different in person. It should have more soulfulness, and it will have more soulfulness. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. One was the LED lights, are they solar or are they connected? Are they wired or solar?
I wish they were solar, but they're not. They're going to be wired to, there's a stub out with the electrical. Yeah. Eventually, hopefully they'll all be solar. But this particular one is not. Yeah. It would add cost and complication. So.
Or what's the longevity of each LED bulb? Like, just to understand the usage, the change frequency.
Sure.
How long?
Well, the longevity of LED, as anyone who works with it will tell you, depends on usage. So during the summer, for instance, there'll be less time that is used versus the winter, at least 10 years, at least, and often longer. And like I said, it's designed specifically in mind with that. But most people say that, and then they say, oh, but really, it's a lot longer. When you talk to the pros, they just aren't going to come out and talk about it that way. So it just depends really on what the circumstances are for how often it's lit too. That's a judgment call as to when it would start the lighting or end the lighting, or all of those things that haven't really been discussed in terms of the arc of the time.
Thank you. Those are 3 questions. Thank you so much.
Great. Commissioner Varna?
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to not give the comments, which are actually very positive, but the questions are, you talked about the material, did you call it exterior steel? My question is, it looked like the color of wood or rust. Is that what it is?
It is literally, what happens is, it's amazing stuff. What happens is it develops a skin that seals itself. So it is rust. And you'd think rust is like the worst possible thing you could ever imagine on steel. Like, that's the opposite of what you'd ever want to see on steel. But what it does is it creates its own seal, like skin. And it creates which is essentially like a patina. So we do a lot of bronze, and we'll do patina on a bronze. This is weathered steel, which is also why, many artists have used it in the past, is it creates its own skin, and it seals, it becomes sealed. And so one of the things we'll be doing is with Matthew is he makes the sculpture and lets it sit so that it cures essentially and creates its skin before it's delivered. That's partly why we get that done first, and he literally lets it sit out and develop its own skin. But it's essentially a natural patina.
Okay.
Is what it,
That
like Richard Serra's Tilted Arc, that sculpture, all of Richard Serra's work is the same medium. And there's one at Denver at the Art Museum, and it's just beautiful. And you're just like, wow, look at that. So it is out there, and that's exactly, I'm not making it up. It's actually what the medium does. It just sounds kind of wacky, but it's true.
Thank you. So my second question is, maybe it was there. What are the dimensions of the petals?
It's in the drawing. Can we go back? It's about like 2. Is it? I'm so sorry. I don't have it in front of me right now. Do you have?
But that's
fine. 2.5 feet, I think. Somewhere in there. Let's see if we can go. I usually rely on my drawings for numbers. I'm not. Yeah. So if we go back, it should be called out there. Let's see. Is it in there?
It says the total width is about.
Oh, there it is. Oh, 2 foot 11 diameter.
Yeah, 2 feet. Okay. So my question is, in terms of the wind, like yesterday was pretty gusty winds, and I did check, it was 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, and you have so much experience in sculptures, and large public art pieces. I'm sure you have taken care. So my question was on how it's safe, all the small parts as well.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Can you go to the next picture of the assembly, for example? And further down next? Okay, so that assembly structure right there is going to be, we'll be consulting with our engineers on that. If something needs to change, if he says, hey, you need a thicker piece here, or you need a wider piece here, you can see that what we're doing right now is the design approval phase. After that comes the technical specification where we're really digging into the details on this. And that's where we'd be talking to our engineer, and he would tell us, oh, okay, you need to bulk this up, or you need to, and it wouldn't, the nice thing about this design is it won't affect the overall aesthetic because it's designed specifically to have something relatively hefty there already. The question is really just in the details. And so we'll be working that out with him. That's pretty much the standard procedure for all our pieces. But you're right, it's very important. You think about things like wind load, and there's a reason why we're not making a whole canopy. I mean, you can see there's actually spaces, the petals themselves allow for wind to move through it more easily. So these are all things we've thought about from the outset, but the engineers are the ones who are going to weigh in on the final details.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
Good question. Very good question. And it's definitely something, that always is topmost in our minds. We're doing a sculpture right now in Tracy, and Tracy has extremely heavy winds, way more than any of us have. And I'm going to definitely be calling that out with our engineer, and because it's just like they have just some kind of effect, a wind effect. So it's very site specific to the point of even the town you're in. We're going to be looking at data related to your location and the maximum that has happened. So.
Thank you. And Commissioner Chen, do you have any questions?
Looks like we're having technical issues with her again. I can just.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello?
can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. Yeah. For this project, I can't say anything. I can see the presentation. So my opinion just follow majority. What you guys said, I followed it.
Okay.
I can see the presentation, not any comments too.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Chen. Yeah, so for me, I just wanted to say, thank you again so much to the project team and for the artists specifically, for being here and presenting this work. I think it's fantastic. A couple clarifying questions. Landscaping, how are the plants selected? Are any of them California natives?
That's not my purview, but I would, is there anybody on the team who's here who could speak to that? I'm assuming that there are natives for sure. Typically, the most low maintenance plants are the ones that are native. So landscape architects will often use those. And if I could look at the planting plan, I can tell you actually, if you want to go back.
Nice, but it is part of the plan and they're called out. So that might, if you know plants, it might answer your question.
I don't think they were California native. So I would encourage you to work with your landscape designer
Yeah.
to
Doesn't he have any penstemon in there? I think he has a salvia. Is that a salvia at the bottom? Okay, so salvia at the bottom right, that's a native. And I believe the salvia, is there another salvia?
Right.
And the deities vegeta is native. So those two are native. And the salvia on the left is native. So there's 3 natives. And I don't know about the bulbine at all. I don't know anything about that one or these others. So I can't really speak to the others, but those 3 at least are native. And I would agree with you. Usually the cistus, it can depend. But anyway, I would agree with you that to lean in on that is a good point. But at least 3 of them are.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even think to look, but yeah, that is fantastic. I know. I totally agree with you. And that's great for the pollinators. Really, what's cool is you get all the butterflies and bees. I have salvias in my garden, and it is year-round food for them. And it's really amazing to just see the butterflies come. So I would anticipate you'll have butterflies there.
That's perfect. It really plays into the blossom theme of the arch piece.
Yes, it does. It really does. Yeah.
My last question is, what was your favorite part of working on this project?
Oh, boy.
Didn't expect that, eh?
No, that's a really good question. I mean, I love the whole thing. That's why I'm doing why we do what we do. Honestly, to tell you the truth, all the phases are exciting. This committee meeting right now to date is pretty impressive because working with the developers has been amazing. Chandra's been incredible. You guys, to me, it's a lot about the collaboration, separate from the artistic element. I love the design. I love the plantings. But on top of that, this is the cherry on top, working with a team like you guys. And I'm telling you, we do it often. And so working with a team like this, I have to say, it's a real treat. It really is. So the developers, Chandra, and you guys, that has been the best surprise for me because it can go both ways. You know, it really can. And this has just been a really wonderful. I'm very impressed by, we know the dedication it takes to be on a committee like this. And you guys are asking such good questions and really are present. So for me, that's the most optimistic piece of why we're in public art. We do public art because of community. And this is community. So I have to say that, you know, although I love the design, I'm thrilled about that, but this is the part that has been really wonderful.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, that concludes our question section. Now I'd like to open it for public comment. Do we have any speakers?
We have no speakers, Chair.
Okay, moving right along to discussion, bringing it back to the commission. Do we have any comments? What do we all think?
I have,
Go ahead.
no, you go.
No, you first.
Okay, thank you. It happened the last time too, so. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, I really like the theme. The moment I read the title before the picture, of course, I love flowers. The cherry, you got it so right on the nail. For Cupertino, we also have a cherry blossom festival. We did it 2 weeks ago. We have that team. So, and I love it. Personally, I love it. It's my mother's favorite flower. Okay, but that's it's you know I thought some of the comments that Commissioner Ponda had, I did give it thought. I looked at it today earlier in the afternoon, but I understood it was that artist representation of also because it's so tall, right?
Mhm.
It's taller than a natural blossom tree, right? And I even looked up pictures on Google for different kinds of blossom trees. But so it is an artist's impression. It's through your eyes. I think can be seen from far. Hopefully the townhome owners will say it's the community where you see the blossom tree or something like that, you know, kind of park. So I thought it was really beautiful. And it's you come with a lot of experience. You had the whole list. That gives us a lot of confidence on the process and on the construction. So I really like it. I really do. So thank you for putting in all the different thought process dimension and your talent.
Thank you.
So quick few comments. So weathered steel, if you go to Main Street, that restaurant complex in Cupertino, I believe, you know, that structure there, which simulates the creek. That I believe is weathered steel. Yes, it's like a patina. Okay, it's like a thin layer of rust. It looks beautiful.
The one near the Sudan-ish?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. All right, so my quick comments and for discussion, actually not. So number one, I'll repeat, to see some color. Okay, because we've seen quite a few steel, which are fantastic too. And the fact that this complements, you know, some of the steel, especially on the same street. Number two, I love the plaque. Number one, the fact that you have a plaque. Let's start at the bottom. Okay. Further, it's got the artist attribution. Third is it's got a little description. So kudos on that. And lastly, Anna, you handled the questions very well, but I love the passion by which you spoke on all of them. If I had some concerns, I would say, I have confidence she's going to take care of it. So that's my comment.
It's genuine. It really is.
I can see that.
Yeah, if I may just jump in, I think this is, I mean, this should be like the gold standard, I think, in terms of what we're looking for from public art applications. I mean, not only was the art and design stellar, I mean, obviously, design is subjective, but I thought it was stellar. But all of the background work that was done, it was very clear that the entire process was very thought out. All the way from the artist selection, all the way through the design to the details of construction. And I think the fact that you included that in your presentation, as mentioned, gave us a lot of confidence in your work and in the execution of this eventual project. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much more to say other than great job.
Thanks.
That's the one I really loved was that you gave equality, you made a choice because mostly we've seen they select somebody and give a project. But now you had variety of people apply to it, you reviewed it, you selected 3, then you made a final choice. That shows that you have given an opportunity to so many people. That was really first, commendation. And secondly, you showed us the difference of day and night. That was so beautiful. I think that makes so much sense that how it looks in the daytime, how it looks in the nighttime. You have colors there. You have like shown the light at nighttime. You have flexibility. So these 2 points are very simple.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks.
I'd like to make a motion that this commission approves the public art application by Summerhill for the Valencia Townhomes location.
I can second it. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks,
Sure.
guys. Appreciate it. Really do.
No, we still need to vote, we still need to vote.
Premature.
We can still say we appreciate it.
Start building.
Okay, Commissioner Chen? Commissioner Chen?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, how would you like to
Yes.
vote on the?
Yeah. I just follow the majority. I can see the presentation. Now any comment?
Can we, through the chair, if we can repeat the motion for Commissioner Chen?
Well, she said she'll follow the majority, but given that we
Yeah.
haven't.
Let's come back.
Go last.
We can do
Come
that.
back to them.
Commissioner Aurora?
I,
Commissioner Panda?
Yes.
Vice Chair Lamba?
Yes?
Chair Wang?
Aye.
Commissioner Chen?
Yes.
All right, the motion carries unanimously.
All right,
Yes.
now we,
Loudly. Yes. Yeah.
I appreciate this commission. I think you're the gold standard for commissions. Oh my God.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks again.
About 200 feet from the site.
Sorry. Oh, that I missed it. Sorry.
I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. High-end Japanese grocery store opening up.
Yes, yes.
200 feet from the site. Poshmark.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
oh, we're proud used to be. But I'm glad something's coming in there.
oh, that's.
Nice little synergy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
And with the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Yes, no.
We gotta build a
That-
linkage
that's
into that,
synergy.
to this
Right.
piece. Right,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
May I say something?
Please.
Yeah, I want to thank the staff and actually our presenters for sharing all the material in advance.
Yes.
Because I think that's, at least I felt, I could read everything, all the measurements were given there on the safety, height,
Yeah, we came
all the,
prepared.
all the questions.
Yeah.
And I could read it before coming, so I want to thank you for having all the material available, because that helped us have a really smooth and an efficient discussion.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
thank you for that.
And thank you for patience, like all.
And actually, I mean, when I said gold standard, I meant it. I think in addition to what I mentioned just then. I think a couple other points that I thought this application hit well, location of the art piece. Right, like we've seen art pieces that are a little bit more hidden, not
Correct.
necessarily street
Yeah.
visible.
Good
They
location.
were very
Absolutely,
intentional
yes.
on placing it where it is very visible, so that was
on the
great. Like we didn't even have to challenge them, we didn't even have to tell them that this was a preference. The proposal that they gave already met our preference. And then also the timing at which this review
time.
was brought to our commission, the fact that it was brought to us not right when they needed approval, but in advance. So, yeah, I guess I think this should be an example that we would want future applications to follow. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a limit to how proactive and how diligent the developer is, but if there are ever any questions when you're working with a new developer, I mean, I would say point them towards this project. I think this is a good example for a job well done.
Trying to figure out, part of my staff report. The next item was going to talk about timing and whatnot, but for we're moving on to staff commission reports, I can jump into that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have one more comment to follow up on yours. So to me, the gold standard, again, art is a personal preference, right? So
Absolutely.
the gold standard is the one on Mary Avenue.
Yeah.
Forget what it's called. The team is butterflies, but it's called.
The butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies, right?
Emergent.
This emergence. Emergence, it was called butterfly in the spreadsheet, but it's emergence. I actually validated. This one is getting right up there. And the reason I wanted to make this comment, John, is, if developers ask for what does, commission and the city think is a good gold standard, those are a couple, there's more, right? So, anyway, if they need help, hey, look at these.
So jumping to staff and commission report, if you're okay with that.
Go ahead.
So we can continue this, under this,
Yes.
I would say everything you said is what we were trying to do last year is, the wonderful thing about this being on YouTube, one thing about having a website that chronicles all this stuff is that we can do exactly that, point to this. We have used emergence recently as a gold standard.
Yeah.
This is not just from the commission, but also the council members too.
Yes.
The mayor
From the mayor.
especially, very like, this is what we expect. And so, as an example, we met this morning with the developers for the site next to Whole Foods, which is across the street from this one. 122 units.
The Voyager coffee location?
Correct. And
Oh,
a couple
yeah,
things
exactly.
we said,
Exactly.
we said, watch tonight. They're probably listening right now. But but look at the Mary Avenue villas.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the Mary Avenue.
Yeah, that may, yeah.
Emergent side with emergence.
Mhm.
Taylor Morrison had proposed. We go through that, that presentation as well. And more, we are, as staff, directed to say, come in early process. And really it takes the stress off the commission to feel obligated to approve something.
Yeah.
As well as it takes stress off of us to come up with like ways to say, okay, how do we allow them to open up certain parts of the project without going in that gray area? Because we ran into that with Taylor Morrison. It was because they hadn't even gone through the process until buildings were being built, and it was kind of like it was rush. Luckily, it was a good product, so there wasn't much of a back and forth with the commission. What happened with Bianchi Way is a little, that's touch and go, but I 100%. We're trying staff to build that culture of getting things in ahead of time. And Chair, do you want me to go through? I have a brief presentation on some of the staff reports, or do you want to start with your report?
No, why don't we start with yours?
Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah, just really quick. The first thing, there's two things. The first thing is going through, I know, going through There we go. It's not kind of. Council work program item. We talked about a lot of time ago. We went to the study session in October of 2025. Plays. Oh, there we go. And I want to kind of go over what the council had requested staff to come back with. We have a tentative date, September, maybe into October, but these were some of the comments the council had. Another council study session, go back. Separate art fund, does it exist, how it's managed, we don't have one. So, that's, and a lot of these points have already been done. Clarify how arts and culture should be involved early in the development review process of delayed projects. I think we kind of touched on that right now. I think it's creating a culture amongst my division to let the developers know, and it's easy for the large developers. Summerhill, this is, they have the team to do it, they have the money to do it, and they have the experience to do it. We have a lot of large developers that have that cachet and knowledge to do it. And I think a lot of the struggles that we have as planning staff is for the smaller developers, the Bianchi ways, folks understand, what it means. I think it's up to our division to do a better job in promoting that, and it helps a lot that we have great art pieces such as Emergence. Now with the Blossom, these are things that we can point to, say, this is the gold standard, this is the expectation we have as a city. So I think that helps us. It saves a lot of work on it, a lot of guessing games, so they kind of have an idea. Even having a third party consultant to kind of manage their process for them. Kind of go through the art and culture duties, commission's duties under the municipal code, how these duties have been met or could be further addressed. I'm thinking about coming back, the chair, you and I can talk, coming back in July and kind of like going through these points more at a finite level. We do have a bigger item in July coming, which is the Arts Awards theme selection. So those could be two items right there, and kind of summarize this, but kind of get these ideas out to the commission to think about moving forward. What are some better ways to promote art installations and showcase existing pieces? Again, and thank you to the chair and vice chair of your subcommittee. I've already started with IT. We already have a web page started. Just a matter of just plugging stuff in, and hopefully by July we'll have everything done. A draft can be shown. The flowable map for residents. I'll figure that one out. It could be as something simple as having a PDF on the web page and you just click on it and someone can print it out. But that's something we can discuss in July as well. And then the last point is the inter-college art installation as part of the city's broader public art inventory, which I think you've done, Vice Chair.
So I did not do an inventory of the Answer College art pieces,
Okay.
but the curator of the museum we're going to go to sent me a PDF which already exists
Awesome.
of the Dianza College outdoor art pieces. And I'm wondering if that can be, maybe one can have a link to that from the art map.
Yes.
Okay, so let me pull that up. And secondly, we are going to, on the 30th, we have a trip planned to at least the museum, the art museum in Dianza College. John, just on the second last bullet item, the art, update the city's art tour and website, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like plus foldable map. One of the thoughts was, art walks, or, here's an art walk on the map. So if we discuss this next time, maybe we can add that item. Actually, you're proposing that we discuss this as a study session next?
Well, sorry, this is a brief update from John,
Okay,
but I think this warrants a longer discussion
thank you.
that we should agendize at a future meeting.
That's
Good idea.
perfect.
And I think in July could be.
Okay.
What date is it, if you remember? July what?
Oh,
I might have marked it. I must have the calendar, but I don't remember.
I'll look it up right now.
John, could you send this out though?
Yeah, it'll be linked on the agenda. right?
Okay.
It's a presentation.
Yeah, that's right, that's a good point,
So,
Let's do it tomorrow.
thank you.
Any questions for John at this point? No, okay.
okay,
Yeah.
so I guess the only other item that I have is finalizing May 30th.
Yeah.
Logistically, times, and I can work with Lindsay and city clerk's office to get the special meeting agenda out.
So, 11 AM is what the curator said, she's good with that. I think I sent you the location, the address. Okay, and just for FYI for everyone, it's basically on Stevens Creek and Stelling intersection, the first building. It's a visual arts building,
We call
but it'll be on that.
it's a performing arts center in near
That's
that.
the one.
Okay, okay.
That is,
I live there, not on this road.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gurmeet, for organizing this. I know it's been,
well, it was
months in the
easy for me,
making.
thanks for John, because he's the one who used to come on a Saturday. Okay, and, away from his family and so on, so I really appreciate
It's
that.
just with me.
Second favorite.
Yeah,
Second
second
favorite.
trip. Yeah, thank you both, thank you both.
Time is it?
Sorry,
Sorry.
one
No,
quick
time.
question. You mentioned the website, you're targeting July. Yeah, so can you give us a little bit more flavor onto what the conversation of status is?
Sure, so the web, it would be a subset of probably, I think it's of the Arts and Culture Commission's webpage where it's like a child, we call it a child page, right?
Yeah.
So then what I could do, I think with the subcommittee, I believe one of the three of us can meet and go over prior to the July meeting. Showing kind of what's been done so far. And then we could have like little PDF link to the Deanza College. I think that's fair. I think that's great. Just it creates separation between the two jurisdictions without, but at least having a list that's published. I still have to get with IT to update the actual web mapping, the art walk or the artwork. So I think that can be done. Okay, at least accomplished, at least have some momentum roadmap to that.
Yeah, I think that's great. Let's target maybe subcommittee meeting before July. And I mean, I think we can meet, or we can find a time whenever. Just let us know when IT is ready to discuss. Are there any other commissioner reports?
Not for me.
Any meetings that people or events that people have attended? So you attended the last mayor's meeting, but that was before our March meeting,
I
right?
reported on that, so,
The next one is on this Wednesday. And
oh,
I'll be-
that's how, it's
I'll
just,
I'll be attending the one
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
yeah, I see, yeah, because that's also every 2 months.
Yes.
But it's just like
But
maybe
the
just a
timing
bit
was just
off.
like 1 week off. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
report on it next time, yeah.
Yeah, so just FYI to everyone, our next mayor's commissioner meeting is going to be this Wednesday. I plan to attend, it's at 5 PM. And I'll be giving a readout on what our commission has been working on and also listening to the other commission chairs.
They are so busy, 3 people, 3 meetings today, 3 decisions
Yeah.
made.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any other reports of things?
Not a report, but, comment on this commission.
Okay,
I really appreciate the fact that everybody is so engaged. And all of you are tough questions. When you were asking a question, I was,
I mean,
then
they
I
must
said,
be,
that's right on. Okay, no, in the form of a question.
yeah, they must
Okay.
think, I mean, I'm so mean,
So-
like,
Did I say that?
no, I thought they must be
Let's
thinking.
put that in the minutes. Anyway, I was getting there. I think this commission is very engaged, very passionate. Second, the presentation of Anna was very professional.
Yes,
And now we have started seeing the spread,
yeah,
right? I'm not saying the previous one was not great. I think in its own way it was excellent too. But the quality, if we expect higher quality, we will get that.
But there's a difference, as John said, they have these summer placement people are, I mean, they know they have been seasoned warriors. Bianchi people are small group, so they are doing everything by
Which is fine,
themselves. Yeah,
which is
yeah.
fine.
So we can understand they have warmth, they have like closeness, but the summer heat people, they have given their services,
Yep.
they've outsourced it, they've delegated it. So these girls are doing only this work like that. That's why it comes out as what is best for the
Right.
group. But I feel that,
And each one's great.
yep, yep.
Okay, so.
Yep.
Thank you.
But it's
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, thank you all. Commissioner attendance at upcoming meetings. I mentioned the mayor's commissioner meeting. I don't think there's any other meetings. That I'm aware of. Please speak up if otherwise. Moving right along, future agenda setting. This is an opportunity for anyone to bring up any potential agenda item for us to discuss at a future meeting. Any proposals?
We already said that we will include that list from John.
Yeah.
So. Which is a pretty comprehensive list.
And then we also already mentioned that at our next meeting, we're going to be talking about the theme for the Artist Awards.
Correct, that's two already.
Do we?
Do have
Go
a
ahead.
comment, I
Yes,
believe.
please.
So this is asking the staff, so when we talk about work program, I know there'll be a new year starting in July for the city, going from July to June, right? Is there anything that we should be aware of or anything that comes up? How's that done?
I think the work program's every 2 years.
Is every 2 years? Okay,
So I think it's working its way to next year.
okay, that's very helpful. So this, and that is exactly what you had on the list.
Yeah.
So we still have this 1 year to.
I think this is. It's not in the work program any longer, but if it was started, it's finishing. So-
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's still being tracked.
Okay,
So it's still considered technically the work program on from prior years.
yeah, so in summary, my request is please help us bring to our attention, to our commission, work program items that the city council is has defined for us, either in previous year or anything that's still kind of lying out there and we haven't talked about it. So
Absolutely.
that's all, yeah.
And I think a learning experience for us is, bring the council first in study session. And I think, we had discussed it throughout the last couple of years that the work item was a little vague,
Yes,
open-ended and subject to interpretation. And so I think that was the biggest lesson I learned from this was, bring them first, have them whittle it down and then send us on our way.
yeah.
So what
Thank you.
what I understood was there should be something that we haven't done because we didn't know about it, that's all. Anything pending that, we can take a look, review, or at least to be done kind of action. Instead of just not knowing that we're supposed to do that, that's. Thank you.
All right. I think technically, I second. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Technically, future agenda items need to be seconded.
That was a very sweet way of saying, yes, I agree. Somebody's motion, that was very cute.
All right,
Dinner time.
I do think we have a packed July meeting.
Yeah.
So I guess that will conclude that section. And that also concludes our meeting. Thank you all for a
All right.
very productive and efficient
Efficient.
meeting.
Thank you to you too.
The time is 8:36 and I call this meeting adjourned.